Have you ever been told that you dream too big? That you should actually, start smaller and be more realistic with, your goals and expectations for what you want to achieve? Well, if so, then you're not alone. I've had this many times in my life, especially when, I decided to actually pursue starting my own fitness business after finishing A-levels at school instead of actually going to university, right? So I feel that for me, one thing that's really helped me is when it comes to setting goals in any area of my life is that it comes down to us the understanding the what, the why, the when, and the how. Right, and in this video, I feel that if you cherish these and apply these in your own goals and your own life, I feel you're gonna have a much greater chance of, actually achieving the biggest goals that, you visualized yourself, that you may think can I really achieve this? But really you actually can, right? It's just a case of having the right clarity and action plan to actually do so, right? So the first point, as I said, is the what. What's your goal, right? If we're talking fitness-wise, is it to lose weight? Is it to build muscle? Or are you focusing more on, getting a promotion or whatever, right? Whatever the whole goal is, if that is the actual goal, then we also need to change some things because obviously losing weight, toning up, right? It's very vague, right? And as we know, vague goals leads to vague results, right? We've got to make it more specific. We've got to make it more meaningful, right? So as I said, if your goal is to lose weight, right? How much weight do you want to lose exactly? Is it to lose 5 pounds of fat, 10 pounds, 20 pounds? The list goes on, right? If your goal is to start calisthenics and get stronger in calisthenics, right? It's if you want to do some pull-ups, how many do you want to do? Do you want to achieve your first pull-up? Do you want to achieve 5, 10? Do you want to work towards a one-arm pull-up, right? Again, you've got to be exactly, very, very specific of what you want to achieve because it's we can't achieve what we want if we don't know what we want. You know what I'm saying? If we take my example before, in terms of starting my own business, my specific goal was to, successfully start and grow my online coaching business, right? Online coaching fitness business, right? You know what I'm saying? And so once we've actually got the clarity of those goals of what we want, then it's a case of understanding why we want to achieve them, right? Because it's like anything we do in life, especially goal setting, it's a choice, right? We don't have to work out. We don't have to build muscle or lose fat. We don't have to, do anything in life that sparks our interest. It's all a choice, right? It's all a choice. So it's if you're watching this video and you want to achieve certain goals, whether it's to build muscle, lose fat, get a job promotion or anything, right? There's obviously there's a deeper emotional why beyond the very vague things we hear, right? It's if we want to tone up, build some muscle, and lose some fat, it's yeah, we just want to do it. We just want to feel good. Yeah, we just want to look good. Yeah, we want to feel better about ourselves, right? But really, for me, when I ask clients, right, before work with them, why they actually want to achieve it, when I ask them why, 5 times, right? They say one thing, I ask why. They say another thing, why. List goes on. Eventually, they usually come to something of they want to transform their bodies because not only do they actually want to feel more confident about themselves, but they actually want to be proud of themselves and be a positive role model to their family, their kids, or even anything. As I said, they feel that transforming their body will help them give the energy required to, whether it was something business related or getting a job promotion, anything, right? It's obviously that is a much greater driving factor than just toning up. You know what I'm saying? For me, one of the main reasons for me I wanted to start and grow my own online fitness business is because obviously I've always had the vision of, impacting and transforming the lives of 100,000 people, really ever since I even started, my fitness journey, before I even started my business. It's just something I've always wanted to do because I've always been so passionate about what I do. And also the fact that I know that obviously having that goal is also going to help me as I grow and get older, also be able to make my family proud and also serve them, right, when I'm older as well. That again, in terms of the business side of things, is a much greater driving force beyond just the usual financial side of things when it comes to business, you know what I'm saying? So now we've got the what and we've got the why. Now it's a case of when, right? Deadlines. You know what I'm saying? We gotta create some form of urgency. Now, I'm not suggesting it has to be very extreme, particularly if we look at fitness as an example, we don't wanna set extreme deadlines, otherwise we'll end up hurting ourselves, right? But it's when is the goal to be achieved by? Is it 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, a year, right? If I look at obviously starting JG Calisthenics, for me, the deadline was more so 6 months, right? I had 6 months as I had the goal of actually not just starting JG Calisthenics, but also growing it and being able to make a full-time income from it, so I can be my own boss and do what I'm doing now as a living. And I wanted to do that by 6 months because I wanted to do it right before my family moved house, because I knew that if I didn't do it in that time, I was gonna have to get a new job, and I would have actually maybe had to go to university if I couldn't prove to my parents that, you know, this JG Calisthenics and this business thing was going to work long term. Do you know what I'm saying? So also having the when almost as like, you have the goal, when to achieve it by, and then having the consequence of what happens if you don't achieve it by a certain time. Do you know what I mean? It gives you that urgency to create actions. So like the goal is like a legit thing, right? Rather than just like a vague dream. Do you know what I mean? So as we've got the 3 whys covered, we've got the what, we've got the why, we've got the when. Now it's a case of how. Like, how are we gonna get there, right? It all comes down to having a game plan. We've got to have an action plan, right? It's like, you wouldn't want to go to, like, you know, the city center of any country without GPS, right? You need clarity, you need direction, right? You need to know where to go and also where not to go. Do you know what I'm saying? So as an example, I feel it's like, you know, we've got to have about 5-10 clear-cut action steps we need to take to actually achieve the goal, right? It's like, if you want to, you know, get in the best shape of your life by building 5 pounds of muscle and losing 5 pounds of fat and fixing skinny fat, whatever it is, it's like, how are you going to achieve it? It's like, how many days you're going to work out? It's going to be full body 3 times a week as an example. It's like, are you going to go to the gym? Are you going to do body weight workouts at home? How many sets you're going to do? What exercise you're going to do? Are you going to make your own plan? Are you going to enroll in another program? Are you going to hire a coach to cut out the trial and error process? Like, you've got to have these clear action steps in place so you know exactly what you want and how you're gonna get it. Do you know what I mean? It's like, for me, I think I remember the 3 main action steps I had, of course, of growing and starting JG Calisthenics was, of course, the first thing I did is that I got a part-time job as a deli butcher at Tesco's to actually, you know, earn some income to actually support the growth of JG Calisthenics when starting out. 2, I enrolled in a business program, a business course to teach me how to actually do it. And then 3, I knew that for every second I wasn't actually at work, I was either working on obviously getting my fitness, working out and nutrition in check, or I was simply just working on my business. If I wasn't working, I was still working on my business, right? And I feel that from what I've covered now, I definitely wouldn't have achieved my goal, what I've, you know, mainly used as an example in this video, if it wasn't for, you know, those 4 steps I mentioned. So I feel that, you know, if you do it yourself, right, I feel you'll have a much more likely chance of creating the success that you want to achieve in your biggest goals, right, in your own life. I feel that in order to really achieve our biggest goals, we've really got to be massive action takers. Do you know what I'm saying? And obviously action always comes from clarity, and clarity always comes by having, you know, the specific goals to know what we want, and then a specific plan to guide us of how to actually get there. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I think that is everything covered. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this helped, and comment down below what I'd love to know. If you have some goals you want to achieve, I'd love to know in the comment section below. Or out of the concepts I spoke about in this video, I'd love to know which out of the 4 you found most helpful and what you're going to do about it. And so yeah, again, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you as always, and as a crew member of the Game Show Express, as always, keep moving forward.